It's so easy to think that we know what's going on in someone's head. We make a guess based on our imagination, past experiences, and wishful thinking. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, hi and welcome. My name is Dana, and on this channel, we are going to share our journey of living better. I will be giving you guys tips on how to improve your lifestyle in all aspects. If you enjoy the content that's on my channel, then please subscribe now. Do you know that half of the time we ruin good opportunities for ourselves simply by overthinking and making assumptions? We build up scenarios in our head and we start believing them too. Give you an example, this can happen in situations like where you met a group of friends and during that meetup, things didn't go the way you wanted them to. And now you just assume that they don't like you anymore. If you've just started dating someone or you've been dating them for a while and then they go on a night out with their group of friends and you're sitting at home and you're wondering if something happened. If you can relate to that, if you feel like you've been doing that too, then this is a good sign for you to stop. Because the thing is, you are making it more harder and more complicated than it really is. So instead, I want you to tell yourself that unless you have a proof, unless you know for a fact, you're not going to overthink things. You are not going to make assumptions. Adapting this kind of attitude is going to make a good shift for you. It's going to change the way you respond to situations in your life. And above all, it's going to give your mind so much peace. So if you're seeing your partner acting shady, they're not responding, instead of sitting there and assuming things, instead of creating scenarios in your mind, just be straightforward, act on it, communicate, and ask them what is going on. Do not waste your time and energy focusing on something that's only going to make things worse. Making assumptions damages our capacity to relate to others. If we always assume that we know how others think and feel, then we stop listening and communicating. We leave them trapped and misunderstood. So not only that we make it difficult for ourselves, but we're also making it difficult to the people we spend time with. Making assumptions create relationship difficulties. So whether this is at home or at work, it can lead to low self-esteem and depression. When we assume things, we also block possibilities. It is so easy to think that we know what's going on in someone else's head. We make a guess based on our imagination, past experiences, and wishful thinking. Now, the problem with making those assumptions is that most of the time we are wrong. Simple as that. We assume that our friend has a specific motivation for their actions, or that an event took place for a specific reason. And then those wrong assumptions that we did start unfolding in front of us. So why do we do this, and how can we stop making assumptions on a daily basis? A lot of the times we prefer to make judgments that are based on our beliefs, emotions, wishes, and expectations. Instead of basing our understanding of people and events on what we observe and know for facts. By making assumptions, we are creating a version of our reality, even if it's not real. Now, the big problem with it is when making assumption becomes a habit, we lose a sense of reality. We are more likely to create problems for ourselves and for others. So what can we do to change that? So next time that you find yourself making assumptions, simply pause and before jumping to conclusions, ask yourself, how do you know this information? And unless you know that you learned it through observing the facts and evidence, then you're probably just making assumptions. All it takes is to just pause and do our own fact-checking before deciding that we know something. If we do this, we'll avoid the trap of false assumptions. And more importantly, we can prevent a lot of unnecessary difficulties for ourselves and for others. So guys, I want to thank you for joining me again today. As always, I hope that you enjoyed today's topic. Leave me your comments and your suggestions in the comment section down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!